Okay guys, so I wanted to do a quick video just on what we do for fly prevention at the barn. You're probably not going to be able to tell, but there are almost no flies in here. I actually think that the bee problem outside with the bush that has a bunch of flowers on it right now is actually more of a problem than the bees, or than the flies, because there are so many of them, and the flies really aren't that bad here. I mean, I haven't really swished any today. There's not very many on the horses. It's very minimal. So obviously, like everybody else, we have our fly spray that we spray the horses with. Personally, I like Bronco the best. I find that it works the best. Um, and it also has a really nice smell to it. Reminds me of my childhood. um, but other than our Bronco, um, we feed in this stuff called Simply Fly, which looks like this. And all it is a fly feed through. See if I can angle this at the camera. See? And it's just these little pellets that look like that. And you just give the horses just a little scoop in with their food. The only thing that you need to do with it is you need to feed it in with something, so you can't just feed it straight up to the horse. So you have to mix it in with grain, or we feed it in with Thrive, which is a no-calorie um, feed that doesn't give the horses any energy. So they're not getting any extra energy, they're not getting any extra weight. It's very, it's sort of like eating salad. It's not going to do anything to you. What it is good for is it's good for their coat, including their mane and their tail, and their feet, because there's a little bit of biotin in it. And what biotin does is it just enhances, um, I think it's vitamin B, and um, sorry, the horses were making noise behind me. Just trying to make sure I knew what that was. If I pause randomly, that's why I'm listening to the horses. Um, so it just enhances their growth of their hoof and their hair. Along with that, I don't know if you're going to be able to see them. There should be one. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. It's like right there. But it's like a little cream colored box. And what this box is, it's sort of like those, oh, what is it? Those little Febreze sprayer things that go every 15 minutes. And they just have little canisters like this. And this is the fly one. And if you get the starter pack, which comes with a little box, it comes with one of these, which is the fly spray, and then it also comes with an air freshener, which we don't really use the air fresheners here because we're using the fly spray. We'd rather have the fly spray than the air freshener. But for the most part, the air freshener is more for the winter time. But so that's what we do here, and like I said, there aren't very many flies. Other things that you can do is you can put predators on the property, which are just, I don't know if I think they're just bugs that eat the larvae of the flies. And a lot of people, I notice, they put it where their manure piles are, or where there's a lot, they dump the manure, and it just reduces the flies. But I don't know, I don't really like the predators all that much. I don't think they do as well of a job as the Simply Fly. However, you do have to start feeding the Simply Fly in like March or whenever it starts to get warm, so you kind of preempt the flies. And what's in Simply Fly that makes it so repellent? Because what happens is the horses eat it, and then the flies don't want to land on them. And why that is because there's garlic in it. And if anybody knows, if you feed your horse garlic, they'll have less flies. This is because they sweat out the garlic smell, or that acidy oils that's in garlic, and the flies don't like it. And they're actually less likely to fall onto their poop, or to land on their poop, if they are eating something with garlic in it. Just because they're so repulsed by the smell of garlic. So those are just a couple of things that you can do. Reduce, there's an emergency car going by. There's just a couple of things you can do to keep your horses a little bit happier with a little bit less flies, or a lot less flies. I mean, I haven't been swishing flies, I haven't been doing anything, and I'm in the middle of a hot barn. And there's like no flies in here. And there's no flies really in the stalls. There's a little bit out by the dumpster where we dump all the poop, but other than that, there's not very much. So I do recommend all of these products that I've shown you, just because I find that they work really well. Alright, so we're gonna end it there, guys.